And welcome back to another video. Yeah, so I'm not good at intros at all. You probably know that if you've watched for any amount of time. If you watched my last video, you'll probably know the same thing. But, yeah, so this video is going to be the start of a little stretch of time of 2 to 3 weeks where I'm hoping to upload 7 or 8 videos on the NBA since football's over and now I can just focus on basketball. I know the whole one NBA video a week thing, kind of didn't work. I did it like 2 or 3 times and then stopped. But I'm going to do this in the next 3 weeks. At least 7 videos, 7 or 8 videos, maybe more. Who knows? It depends on what I have to talk about, what happens. But yeah, I don't even know what the next one's going to be yet. I literally just thought at school I was bored, so I'm like, hey, I kind of want to make a video right now, and I'll just start doing it more. And so here I am doing the video an hour after I got home from school. So yeah, don't have much else to say, so let's just get into it. So this video is the Jazz, the Utah Jazz. Are they a legitimate contender for the NBA championship? And I mean, let's just start with the facts before we get into opinions here. If you see me looking down, I'm just looking at my notes because yeah. So 19-5 record for the Jazz, best in the NBA. They've won 15 of their last 16. That is just that's insane. Sure, maybe they haven't been against the best of the best teams, but they haven't been like completely the worst teams the whole time. Like they've beat the Bucks and the Nuggets. The Nuggets are also the one loss, but the Pacers are a pretty decent team, and we didn't have. Okay, if I say we, I'm a Jazz fan, so I'm used to saying it, but I'm doing this as unbiased as I possibly can. So the Jazz didn't have Conley in the game against the Pacers. There were probably a couple other big ones that I'm forgetting about. But yeah, so 15 of 16 in the NBA is just hard to do. Like it's just very difficult. So their starting lineup is just terrifying. Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, Bojan Bogdanovic, Royce O'Neal, and Rudy Gobert. So like Conley is having, I'd say, his best season of his career. He has been lights out from three. Great playmaker. He was like an assist away from a triple double at one point this season. I think it was an assist. And Donovan was a rebound away from a triple double last game against the Pacers. So yeah, they haven't had a player get a triple double since like 2007 when Carlos Boozer did it. So been a long time. Yeah, Conley's having his best season of his career. Donovan's having an all NBA type season. He's been incredible, best season of his career. Bojan Bogdanovic he started off slow, but he's really starting to pick it up now. He's been great the past 4 or 5 games. Royce O'Neal has been, for 2 or 3 years now, one of the 5 most underrated players in the NBA. His defense, he's always guarding the other team's best scorer. Always. And I've always saw the shooting like it's there. Now he's the best three-point shooter on the team percentage-wise. So he's just shooting lights out. He's such a great player. And yeah, he's a big part of what this team does. And then obviously 2-time defensive player of the year. Should be 3-time, but they didn't want to give it to the same person over and over again. So yeah, that's why they gave it to Giannis last year. Rudy should have won it, but whatever. He's great. He's pretty good at offense. His free throw shooting has been not very good this year. He's at like 55%. So, eesh. Which is worse than normal for him, and normally he's not that great. And off the bench, you got, like, if they were voting on awards right now, better be, like, the unanimous Sixth Man of the Year in Jordan Clarkson. He has been, I don't know how to describe how just crazy the dude's been. Like, think of, think of Lou Williams, just more quicker and agile and more explosive. And yeah, he'll just come dribbling down the court, pop a three, and it goes in not more times than not technically, but it feels like it goes in every time. Like it's to the point where you're surprised when he misses. That's when you know someone's just great. Joe Ingles is really good as well off the bench. Very steady. His streak of like 384 consecutive games played came to an end a couple weeks ago, which is sad. His first game missed was the first game of our 11-game winning streak, so of their 11-game winning streak. I'm trying not to say that the rest of the video, but I can't make any promises. But yeah, he's really good. His defense is really underrated, I think. His leadership on the team, everyone loves him. Yeah, so he's really good. Great shooter. Derek Favors, we brought him. They did it again. They brought him back, and he's been really good. He's a lot better, a heck of a lot better than Tony Bradley. When Rudy comes out, that's the biggest difference from last year. It seems like is instead of having Tony Bradley come in, who I hate, he's so bad. Instead of having him come in, we got Derek Favors back, and he's coming in and basically doing what Rudy does. Well, actually, not really, to a much less extent. He's been amazing on defense this year, and George Niang's been really good as well. Like he's been very steady, great shooter, and he really hustles out there. Yeah, he's really good. And as a team, they're 4th in offensive rating. They're 3rd in defensive rating. Only team in the league to be top 5 in both. 2nd in net rating. 2nd in 3-point percentage and attempts. So it's not like they're just taking a few and making them. They're taking a lot and making them. 4th in true shooting percentage and effective field goal percentage, which is really good. And their average point differential is 8.5, which is 2nd in the league. That's just amazing. Like, I don't think you could find another team that has similar numbers to that. I mean, I guess there's probably some with similar, but that's got to be the best, like, in the league. Like, that's just insane to have all those. Yeah. So they've been really good, but over the next, like, 2 weeks, or is when they're really going to be tested. Over their next 9 games, they got the Celtics, the Bucks, the Heat, the Sixers, the Clippers again, the Hornets, the Lakers, and the Heat. That's like the Lakers are, I'd say, the best team in the league. Bucks are best team in the East. Clippers are, the Clippers, they're really good. The Sixers are the best team in the East record-wise. I don't think so, but well, I just said I think the Bucks are the best team in the East. So obviously I don't think the Sixers, but yeah, the Sixers. The Celtics are really good. I think they're pretty underrated. I had them like as the 3rd best team coming into the year. They've probably dropped a little since then, but they're still really solid. Really good. Then the Heat, obviously, they're the reigning champions. They've had a really rough season, but you'd think at some point they'd get back on track, right? And just with the Jazz's luck, it'll be against them. And then the Hornets, I mean, they just beat the Hornets. They aren't, very good. But, so that's just, we're going to find out who they really are over the next couple weeks. So, yeah, so my predictions for them, this was a lot harder to make since this, for like a record and stuff, because it was a lot harder to make because there are less games this year. There are only 72 games this year as opposed to a normal 82 game schedule. I'm going to have them going 50 and 22, which is, I believe, like 69%. Of course it is. Or my math could be wrong, but that's a very good percentage. I'd say that'd be the 2nd in the West. Yeah, 69.44%. But yeah, so they're really good. Yeah, I'd say they lose in the conference finals because you're not going to get past LeBron because it's LeBron. LeBron's the GOAT. Yeah, he's the best. Yeah, he is. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on the Jazz. As a Jazz fan, trying to be unbiased, but I really think they're an amazing team. And it's over those next 9 games, I'd say they have an above 500 record. Excluding the Hornets too, I'd say they have an above 500 record there. I'd say they probably beat the Celtics, the Clippers once, because they've already beat the Clippers this year. I'd say we probably beat the Clippers once, maybe twice. Probably not the Lakers. They've already beat the Bucks. And this is in Salt Lake this time, so I'll say they beat the Bucks. The Heat, they probably beat the Heat twice. Obviously the Hornets. And the Sixers, maybe. They split the season series last year, but both of them are really close. I think that's all of them. So, and I'm probably off on a couple of them. I'm probably giving them too much credit when I'm picking the games, just because it's hard for me to see them lose at this point, because they've won 15 of their last 16, which is just insanity. So, yeah. Yeah, that's my video on the Jazz. Hope you liked it. Hope you, well, I hope you agree with my opinions, because that would make me happy and means people other than Jazz fans think the Jazz are good. But yeah, so if you disagree, comment. I guess I'll see where you're coming from. Like, people don't do that enough. Where if someone doesn't have your same opinion, they just go after, like, you're wrong, you're an idiot, you don't know anything. Instead of going back and looking like, okay, what did they see? Why do they think this? I think people need to do that a lot. So if you disagree, please comment and tell me why you think what I'm wrong with and why. But yeah. So then I can get a more full opinion and see, I guess, more what I think, evolve my opinion. But yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next video, which should be in the next, definitely in the next 3 days, probably in 2 or 3 days, or tomorrow. It depends on how bored I am at school and what I feel like doing. So, and how much homework I have. But yeah, so see you guys in the next video, and bye.